Hi everyone, in this video I'm going to show you an easy way to start soloing using the major scale. If you found you've started trying to play the major scale, you've learned the shapes and you haven't got on with it very well, don't worry, by the end of this video you're going to be able to play lovely major solos using all the notes from the major scale, sounding like guitarists such as Brian May, Slash, Richie Sambora, etc, etc. Stay tuned and I'll show you how to do it. In this lesson then, I'm going to help you with major soloing, but if you haven't done it already, hit like to like the video, click subscribe to subscribe to the channel, and hit that alert bell so you don't miss any updates. If you want the PDF with everything I'm going to talk about in this video, you'll see a link below in the description, so make sure you grab that. Right then, let's just get stuck in. What we're going to cover in this video, I'm going to show you a way to make your major scale soloing a lot easier, a lot more melodic, and so you don't have to be worrying about learning new scale shapes. You can use what you already know to make everything just sound better and a lot easier for you. So I'm guessing then if you've kind of watching this video, you've probably done some minor soloing, you've done a bit of minor pentatonic, and you want to learn how to start soloing using a major scale. Now, most of the time when guitarists start using the major scale, we either use the minor pentatonic trick of this. You find what key you're in. So for example, if you're in the key of C and you count back 3 frets and play the minor pentatonic. Now, what we're going to do in this video is sort of based on that, okay? But stick with me and I'm going to show you a bit more about it. So that's probably where you're at, maybe using that technique, or maybe you've learned one of the many ways to play the major scale on the guitar like this. You know, there's so many ways of playing the same thing. So maybe you've learned a major scale and you think, I want to get that sort of major sound into my soloing to help me sound like Brian May, Slash, Richie Sambora, and those kind of guys. So what I hear from guitarists all the time is when they start soloing in the major scale, yes, they'll use A minor pentatonic, which sounds cool to start with, but they want to introduce these major notes. And what happens is, if you've learned this sort of pattern, guitar solos end up sounding very scaly, you know. So if you're finding your solos are sounding a bit scaly like that, you can't get these major scale notes into it, I'm going to show you an easy tip how to do this. Right then, so as I said, we're going to use that minor pentatonic-ish sort of hack, if you like. The way I see this though is whatever major key I'm going to solo in. So let's say we're soloing in C major. I just put my little finger on my root note, on the root C, and I play up the minor pentatonic. Now I still see this, I always see major stuff as major scales. So in my head I am playing C major pentatonic. Okay, but if a lot of you are finding you're still using that minor pentatonic hack of going back 3 frets and playing a minor pentatonic, that's fine. But start getting your head in the headspace of major. If you're playing major, you want to be thinking in C major, not A minor, okay? So there's a C major pentatonic. There's my root note C. Okay, so that's just one of the ways of playing a C major pentatonic on the guitar. Grab that workbook if you haven't done it already, because all of this tab and diagram is all in there. I'm just going to kind of get through this quickly to get to the point I want to make. Okay, so major pentatonic is made up of 5 notes. So I'll play up the scale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we're back to our root again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1. Okay, so there's only 5 notes in a major pentatonic. In a major scale, there's 7 notes. So all we need to do is just add 2 extra notes into this minor pentatonic. So I'll show you what I mean. So I can create a major scale in exactly the same place by adding in 2 extra notes. Okay, so nice and slowly, what I'm doing, I'm going to add in that note there, the 8th fret on the A, and that note there, the 4th fret on the B, like this. Okay, my pentatonic notes are all still there. There's my pentatonic. And here comes my major scale. I'm adding the 8th fret on the A, 4th on the B, and I'm getting that do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do sound that we're all familiar with from The Sound of Music. So one more time then. 8 on the low E, 5, 7, 8 on the A, 5, 7 on the D, 4, 5 on the G string. Now let's move up the next octave. So 5, 7 on the G, 5, 6. Now that's one of the new notes we're adding. We're going to add the 6th fret on the B, okay, which is exactly the same thing as the 8th fret on the low A, the same note, the note F, okay? So on the B string, we're doing 5, 6, 8, 5, and then we're going to add 7 on the high E this time. Now that one is the same note as the note we played earlier, which was on the 4th fret on the G string. That's the note B. Okay, so we're adding that one. So on the high E, we're going to do 5, 7, 8. So let me just do that second octave. So from the 5th fret on the G, and again. Okay, so we've created that scale around the major pentatonic. Here is the major pentatonic. 5, 7, 5, 8, 5, 8. Play the major scale on 5, 7, 5, 6, 8, 5, 7, 8. Okay, so all we've done, we've taken that major pentatonic and added in just 2 notes, but those 2 notes are in 2 octaves. We're adding the 8th on the A, the 4th on the G, the 6th on the B, and the 7th on the high E string. Now, of course, everything we do on the high E, we can do on the low E. Okay, so if you wanted to run into the scale, now the great news about when you play the scale like this, rather than one of these kind of shapes, is everything is falling under the pentatonic scale. So all your pentatonic licks, you can still use. All the bends you were doing, you can still use. You just have to be aware of a few extra notes. So when I visualize this, I can sort of see, you know, they sound a bit weird on their own, but those extra notes I've added in. So if I'm playing a major pentatonic song, so I'm in a C, I could be sort of noodling around in C major. And I can add in one of these new notes. And another new note. Okay, but in my head, I'm still seeing the pentatonic. I just want to add in a couple of these. Okay, they're all there. So, the place to start with this then is, as I've done in this video, play up and down your pentatonic, learn the scale shape as I've showed you, and then add in those extra notes. But then look at the fretboard and see if you can just visualize where all of these extra notes are. Okay, and once you've done that, take a good look at the fretboard and really think about this as well. Try and visualize in your head these extra notes we've added in, then look at the fretboard and look at the major pentatonic. There's my major pentatonic. There's my extra notes. So I can add all of these in. Okay, and then have a go at soloing using this scale. Now, always when you learn a new scale, it takes a while for it to become fluid, for you to get used to hearing the notes and that kind of thing. So just stick with it, okay? But do remember, this is the kind of the key point of this video. Just remember, you can still play all your pentatonic licks. They're all right there. We've just added in a couple extra notes. So when in doubt, just fall back on the major pentatonic. And this is kind of what I do when I'm soloing. I know obviously the major scale's there, but essentially, you know, I've gone to a pentatonic box. That's all pentatonic. New note. Pentatonic. All pentatonic licks. New note. Okay, so I'm playing the pentatonic box. I'm just adding in these extra notes. And I guarantee when you get the hang of it, you're going to play more melodic solos and be able to use this major scale a lot more. So, here's the final challenge for you before we wrap this video up. If you are familiar with any of the other pentatonic shapes, up and down the fretboard, you can do the exact same thing for all of the shapes. Now, that was just one of the shapes. If, for example, you're familiar with this one up here, which is under a C shape, you can do the same thing that we've done in this video, adding in these 2 extra notes. Now that's the same scale that I played down there, just up higher, and same 2 notes that added to the major pentatonic. So have a go at that, play your other pentatonic boxes and add in those 2 notes. Right then, the final thing I'm going to talk about is the theory. So if anyone is not interested in theory, thanks so much for watching, but you should listen. You should definitely watch the theory because it's important. In a major pentatonic, the notes we have are a root, a second, a major third, a fifth, and a sixth. One more time. So a root, a second, a major third, a fifth, and a sixth. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 notes. Root, second, major third, fifth, and a sixth. So all we're actually doing then, we're adding in the fourth, 1, 2, 3, 4, and the major 7. 5, 6, 7, 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. So the 2 notes that we're adding to that pentatonic scale are going to be the 4th and the major 7th, and that's it for the theory, okay? That gives us a full major scale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. Root, second, major third, 4th, 5th, 6th, major 7, root. See, it's not that bad. I love a bit of theory, and I guarantee when you understand a little bit, it's going to help you become a better guitarist. Hope you enjoyed that video and it all made sense. Like I said, make sure you grab the workbook with all of that stuff written out as well. It's always good to visualize stuff and read it as well as listening to these videos. Also, if you haven't done it already, hit like to like the video, click subscribe to subscribe to the channel, and click that alert bell so you don't miss any updates. Also, come and check out my guitar school, Fretlix, www.fretlix.com. Loads of great courses and lessons guaranteed to help you become a better guitarist. Hope you enjoyed that video, and I'll see you again soon.